Good morning, students. So today we are going to learn about the concept of variables. As we have already done in the class, again I am just doing it just for a recap. We shall learn the concept by one example. What is the example? Let's take a user's name. So I shall make a variable. Here the name. The name of the variable is name. Okay. In variable we can put data. So what is the data? Let's take the name from the user. Input. This input statement by default gives us a string value. String means normal text. So when we want the user to input any kind of data, then we use input statement. This is a way of us to interact with the user. In the input statement, we have to give double quotations and then we have to write the message which we want to show to the user. Here the message is enter your name. So here the user will enter his or her name. So once we have captured the name, our next job is to capture the address of the user. So for that we shall make another variable which is address. Here I have named the variables as name and address. You can give any names like X, Y, Z, whatever you want. So this address is also a string, right? This address is always a text. It is not not an integer or floating number. So let's take the address. Taking the address. I have taken the address. Now, what I have to do? Once I have taken the name and the address, now I have to print the name and address together. For that we shall use print statement, which we have already learned that print statement is used for printing data. So as I want to print the name variable name here, so I will write in second bracket name, then I will print your address is, then again I want to put the variable this address. That's why I have again given here second bracket address. Okay, so if I save the file and if I run the file, here you can see this is asking me to enter my name. Here I am entering my name, and then I am hitting the enter button. Now it is asking me for my address, which is Birnagar Nadia 741127. Let's hit the enter button. Let's see. So it is showing me Pratim Ghosh, your address is Birnagar Nadia pin 741127. So the name which I have stored in the variable name and the address which I have stored in the variable address is coming here in this line through these two things, this name and this address. This much we have already learned in the class. Today, using this knowledge, let's make a calculator. So I am deleting this code. So to make a calculator, we have to add, let's suppose we shall add two numbers. The numbers are num1 and num2. So number, here if I write input, is the program correct? What do you think? No, the program is not correct, because in number I am expecting an integer number, but the input statement by default gives me a string value which is not expected at all. So let's convert the string value to an integer. For that we have to write the int statement at the beginning, and we have to write the input statement in between the int we have to write the input statement inside the brackets of int, then write enter a number. Then again I shall write num2 int, second one is also a number, so here also I will write enter another number. So I have taken two numbers. Let's get their sum. So sum, I shall make another variable which is called sum. Here I can write also x as well. Let's make it x. So num1, as I want to take the sum of these two digits, so first I am writing num1, then plus, then num2. Then now I want to display the user what he or she has done. Let's print, and again we shall use string formatting. I will show here num1 plus num2 equal to x. Let's run the code and let's see what happens. So I'm clearing the console and again clicking on the run button so that I can see the output. Okay, so it is asking me to enter a number. Let's enter let's do a very tough calculation. Let's add 5 and 6. Enter the number 5. I have entered and hitting the enter button. Enter another number. It is asking me again to enter a number. Let's enter 6. So what is the sum of 5 and 6? The sum of 5 and 6 is 11. Let's see whether our program is able to give us the desired result or not. Let's hit the enter button. See, it is giving me 5 plus 6 is equals to 11. How it is giving me? First, here I have written num1. That's why the num1 is coming here. Here I have written num2. That's why the num2, which is 6, is coming here. And here I have written the result, or x. That's why the result x is getting reflected over here. Now, let's make it little bit more challenging. And till now, our program is not able to take any decisions. Let's give our program the ability to take decisions. Okay, how can we take decisions? Let's do one thing. Instead of printing this, I am using one new statement called if and else. If means if something is happening, then it is if, and if that is not happening, then it is else. Okay, so if the result is greater than 100, so inside if statement we have to write conditions. If the result, which is x, is greater than 100, we shall print sum is then 100, and if it is not, that means else. In else we don't need to write any kind of conditions. So after writing the conditions, we have to put a colon. Okay, don't forget to give the colon, and in the statement you have to give this much space, otherwise the code will not work. See, if I'm doing this, it is showing me expected indented block. So always you have to give this much space, one tab space. Here I will print less than or equal to 100. If it is not greater than 100, there are two cases. One case is the x or the sum might be greater than 100, might be less than 100, or it is equal to 100. In both the cases, this condition will be false. So if the condition gets true, this statement will be executed, and if it is false, then this statement will be executed. Let's see. Again, I am entering two numbers, which is again, let's suppose 25 and then 35. The result is obviously 60 which is less than 100. Let's see what happens. So the sum is less than 100, less than or equal to 100 is showing us. So this code is getting executed. Why? Because here we can see clearly the x is less than 100. That's why this code is getting executed. Hope you understood. Now there is a catch. There is a homework for you. So you have to make, please pause the video over here and write the question. Write a program to check whether the person is person can vote or not. That means when a person can vote, when the person's age is greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to sign is this one, greater than or equal to 18 years. Okay, then only the person can vote. If that person's age is not greater than equal to 18, then the person can't vote. So this is your homework. On the next offline class, you will submit me the homework. Okay, for today that's it. Bye bye students.